Oh, hey. Welcome to Shenzhen IO. I realized something while laying in bed last night. Is this the right program? This is not the right program. I wanted to do this one. Yeah. So, I should be able to condense this like a lot. Let's try that. Damn, this thing got kind of messy and cluttered, huh? Alright. Shut up. There we go. Alright, let's just fucking start over. Instead of all the shit I did before, first we're just gonna have it sleep. When it gets the thing, it's gonna move it over there. Then test if equal to 100. If it is, let's see, 100, that means that I'm wondering if I can do this. Well, okay. If I want to like be efficient like that. Well, I suppose it's only going to ever get something if it first gets an input, right? So it's not ever like this chip isn't ever going to send over 000, right? So, I mean, this should work. Nesting it like that. I think this works. Honestly, I don't even know if it's necessary to do a third test. Although probably I should have this something like that. Alright, let's see how this goes. Cool. Alright, so we get a value there from 12. That sends 12. Alright, what the hell is this doing? Alright, I'm just gonna actually just kind of redo that whole thing, because fuck everything. So, honestly, this could be done with a smaller chip. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, it's too big? Honestly too big? It's too big. Fuck. I bet it's like one line too big. It is. Alright, well. Theoretically, this isn't needed. Let's try not having that there. Let's just try it. Oh, that's the wrong fucking chip. I'll just keep cycling, no problem. Oh, right. Alright, so test if PO is 12. Oh, this is awkward. I'd really like a command that would just automatically add P0 to the accumulator, but I can't. I guess I'll just try the same thing. I feel like I will need this last test though, just because otherwise P0 might give a value of 0, in which case it just adds 0. No, because it adds whatever I tell it to add. I don't want to adding anything if I'm just getting 0. Because it's going to get 0 at some point, so. I'm thinking though, because if these are running simultaneously, I don't know. What if I just put like 1, 2, 3, 4? What if I just throw all that in there? I don't want to throw all that in there, because that makes things fucking messy and I want this space to be able to do the other things. Maybe that's not necessary. Maybe. We'll see. Alright. So I go through and add whatever's in the accumulator. And I guess I can actually start off by moving that. No, wait, I want to test if greater than. I want to test if ACC is greater than DAT. If it is, or do I want to say if it isn't? No, I feel like I can rearrange this a bit. Sure. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know, dude. And then I can actually put that like over there. And now I have like so much more space. Alright, and so then this, if it's It's greater than if the accumulator is greater. Then I should sub DHE. Move the accumulator. And once I do that, like I need to clear out the accumulator at some point. But when do I do that? Does this work? If I just well, I suppose technically I can save power by adding a command up here. No, that doesn't save any power because it's just doing a test every single time instead of simply moving it every single time. So fuck it. Alright, so then this is going to get P0 for like a single fucking, not even a time frame thing, I don't know what to call it. Like a single, I don't want to use the word cycle, but I don't know. It's going to get an input from P0 for just an instant. So I'm going to like need to instantly except I can only I don't know, man. Alright, so if I get that, then alright, what do I gotta do? I gotta figure out I'm gonna guess for 1, I can just kind of do that. Let's try connecting that and connecting those. So I'm going to want to move 100 on P1. No. That's a positive number. And then I guess again, only if it's a positive number. I need to figure out how many times it goes into 5 and how many times it, or how many, I need to split up 5 and 1, right? So if I got 10, I need to say out 5 twice. So I could do that by oh wait. If it's greater than 5, then let's see, P2 also will sub 5. I feel like all those pluses is getting confusing to me. I don't know. I need that to repeat. What's a good way to make that repeat? Because at some point I'm gonna have right? All right. And then at some point I'm going to need so I think what I need is just if I set up a loop here and then down here I just jump to the loop, then it'll go through, takes the value from here, puts it over here. So maybe this sends over 10, right? So, or let's say it sends 12 or something. So I got 12 in the accumulator. 12 is greater than 0. Which means, yeah, let's ring the bell. Because there's the whatever. So then, is 12 greater than 5? It is. So I need to dispense 5. And then subtract 5. Which will leave me with 7 in the accumulator. Oh shit. Okay. No, I need to repeat just the first part. If I do that, if it's greater than 5, we'll do that and that. And then we'll just test for 5 again. So it'll go from 12 to 7 to 2. And if it's not greater than 5, then we'll just test if it's greater than... Except we want this to be 0 and 4. Because if it's 5 exactly, that's not... 5 isn't greater than 5. So, and then it'll test this. And if there's, 1 in there, then great. It'll say out 1, subtract 1, and then just kind of do it over again. And at the end of the loop, it'll... Will this work though? I feel like it probably needs to sleep in between each loop. It needs a space in between each signal, which I don't think my code gives. Let's kind of double check that I'm not under the wrong idea about what this is supposed to do. Really doesn't say much. Alright, so let's see what happens. Why is it outputting 1? Oh no. This isn't big enough. I do need a test. For a thing. Alright. So I think I can move this over a bit. I don't really want to move it that far because, like I've said before, I like to be able to see when these outputs are happening. You know? Alright. If I just kind of grab another one of these, dump all that in there. Why did I think I could get away with this thing? Plus, minus, test, move, test, move. Whoops. Test if ACC is 1. If yes, else. I mean, I guess there isn't really an else. right? Okay, I do kind of want to move this over. Whoopsies. I do kind of want to move that over, though. So this should be able to show me everything that happens. I don't know. Let's see if it works. Alright. SLX isn't working. Unless it just thinks it's taking 0. I don't know. Whatever. Alright. Oh, I didn't do this right. Should only jump up to the loop if things worked. Will that fix it? Yeah. Oh shit, I need to do something here. Alright. Wait, what was it doing? I don't know. Is it? I don't know. Alright, so we get in 12. We get out 12. But this is already doing shit. So it never sees the 12, which is kind of what I was worried about, frankly. God damn, I hate how restrictive this shit is. I just feel like if I could choose how many lines I had, or choose how many of each kind of pin there is, or choose how many variables I have, then I could just make things work by brute force. This really doesn't allow that, which means I need to be clever and stuff, and I'm not. So, I mean, I think was that the design? No. Just kind of copy that. And then, what I want to do is just try that. So I'm just going to move this X1. Nope, that's X3. So then this, how do I have less lines of code here? What did I just do? What? Okay. Alright, so this is gonna sleep until X1 comes in. How do I do this now? Now that there's like not enough room for things. can't test x1 though because it's going to disappear, right? And actually this is going to crash it anyway because I'm not doing something with x1, which means this never actually reads it, right? Yep. How did it get to this part of the... How did it get to this line in the first place? I read that x1 was 12. I read that it wasn't 12. So it tries to read if it's 5 and can't do anything. Okay. Wait for that to show up. And at this moment, what the hell can I do? What I need because I mean I'm going to be getting multiple inputs, right? So if I get 12, then I need to add 12, and then I need to wait to see if another 12 comes in, or if a 5 comes in, or a 1 comes in, and I need to add all of those. And I need to stop doing that until after I stop getting inputs. That's something that occurred to me last time, is I don't know how to tell when I'm done getting inputs. You know? I mean, presumably I'm only done getting inputs after the bell rings. I'm only ever done receiving inputs after the inputs total more than the price. You know, this is 1, 2, 3, 8, 9... plus a bunch. 1, 13, 14, 15. Alright, so this pushes it over 16. So I guess that still works. I don't know how to put this on a single chip though. Which means I have to... I mean, I guess I can try it. But like I'm telling you, it's not going to fit. And then when it doesn't fit, I'm going to have to figure out how to split up this function into multiple chips. Oh man, it's too early for me to start yawning like crazy. And there's just one yawn, but I can feel it. I can feel the yawns setting in. Oh boy. So I mean, I guess I'll just do, you know, a series of tests, kind of like this. And then for each test that passes, I'll add to the accumulator. I don't know how else to do it. Trying to think of some way I might be able to use a single test to give me multiple numbers. But I'm not coming up with anything. Like, I'd love to say if something, then add 12, else add 5. But I don't know how to do that. I mean, I feel like I can get half of it. But, you know, if I say if something, then add 12, else add 5, I don't know how to make that good enough to not add 5 when it's only supposed to add 1. Because, you know, if something is like less than a value, then if 5 is less than that value, then so is 1. So many yawns. Damn. 2 episodes in a row, too. I'm getting like this. This one is even shorter. Wow. Alright. So, I'm trying to figure out nested tests. I can test if DAT is... Well, I would test DAT's relation to... Wait, can I just test it to 5? And then if it's greater than... If it's greater, then output 12. If it's less, then output 1. And if it's equal, then output 5. I feel like I don't get 3 options with that one test, but let's kind of find that documentation and find out. Shall we? But see, even then, 0 is less than 1. So I might output 1 when I should be outputting nothing. But this is the thing. Compare the value of the first value operand to the value of the second. So I would be comparing what the fuck am I comparing? Right now I'm just trying to figure out how much to add to the accumulator so I can keep track of how much money I've received, right? So if I'm just trying to add to the accumulator, then values I would be comparing is whether the value in from x1, how that value compares to 1, 5, or 12. So, if x1... Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing with my mouse here. That's cool. Alright, so TCP x1 5 or something. If x1 is greater than 5, then I mean in this situation it would just be 12. So I can say plus add 12. If they're equal, just nothing happens. So I can't just add 5 at that point. But if it's less, then I can do a minus. Except not really, because again, if x1 is 0, it's still going to add. And I can't have that. So TCP doesn't seem to help like at all. I mean, it just kind of boils down to is greater than or is less than. Because yeah, the only times TCP is useful, basically, is if I'm trying to do a greater than test, but need to differentiate less than from being equal to. But I don't see a use for that here. So, given that, the only way I know how to put stuff here, so then test if BAT is 12, if it is, etc. Could I streamline this somehow? Excuse me. Like, what if I did a test if greater than, or test if equal to, no, test if greater than 4. If yes, then run another test. Honestly, that might save a line of code. Test if test if greater than 4. If yes, test if greater than 5. If yes, add 12. If no, add 5. Right? Because that if no, it only gets to that point if it is greater than 4. Which means it's got to be either 5 or 12. So I think that, I mean, that saves me a line of code. And then I still need an independent test for Alright. So I put stuff in the accumulator. And then if everything goes to sleep and it runs the whole thing again, eventually I'll end up with a value greater than 16 or whatever it was. I'm yawning so much. I don't know if you can hear it. My jaw is actually creaking. Also, I closed my eyes to think, which is a bad move because it probably just means I'm going to spontaneously fall asleep at some point. I should just go to sleep. Alright, cool. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.